Okay, great. So today we will read Generation That Will Make a Change from the article High School Girls Push Back Against a Boys List Rating Them on Their Looks. So I'll read the first paragraph, and Sadao, you can go first, and Satya, you can go after and read it. Okay. So it was the last straw for us girls of this boys will be boys culture, Bebehani said. We're the generation that is going to make a change.
It was the last straw for us girls of this boys will be boys culture. Baby Honey says, we are the generation that is going to make the change.
Okay. Lauren, did you notice any words that Sadao didn't pronounce very well?
I noticed when you said change, it was kind of as syncopated, as in like it wasn't a very fluid. So like when we say change,
Change.
it's like change. You kind of
Change.
cut off the you split it into like two syllables. So you said we're like change. So just like I don't know. It's just change, like more fluid.
Change.
Change. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone over this before, right? Be careful not to break it into two syllables, because sometimes you say change and the E turns into a separate syllable, but you're not supposed to do that. So just practice. But yeah, that's a good point, Lauren. Another thing I would point out is was. Sometimes
Was.
yeah, sometimes when Sadao you read was, it kind of sounds like were, so you have to be careful to make the distinction. But yeah, so Tuyet, you can go now.
Okay. It was the last straw for us girls of this boy will be boys culture. Bibi Hanley said, we the generation that is going to make a change.
Okay, I like how you said change. That was pretty good. But try to say we're, not just we. So this is we are, but it's a contraction. It's pronounced
Were.
were. We're.
Were.
We're.
We're.
Yeah.
And what you can do is maybe to like you can add comments, so maybe you can highlight the words that we're messing up. Maybe to like I don't know, to like help keep track of things that need to do better.
Okay.
So on the Google Doc, maybe you can like add comments and things like instead of like change, you can just put like, and you can go back and reference it later too.
Oops, I forgot to do that. Okay, that's a good point. I never thought of doing that. So, Sadao, pick a color you like.
White.
It has to be a more colorful color. So maybe one of these.
Oh yeah. Blue.
Blue? Okay, how about this one? Oh, I did wrong. Okay, good. Okay, so that's for you. So you messed up a little on was, and I would say you messed up a little on culture too. So let's say it together now. Culture.
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 Okay, that's pretty good. Sometimes your R, I don't know how to pronounce, I don't know how to explain it, but it seems like you're pronouncing it too much. So I don't know how to fix that exactly. I want you to work on that. So culture. Maybe if you hear it more, you'll be more used to it. So let's see. So those are your three words. Now, so Tuyet, what color do you like?
Today, what color? What color do you like?
Yeah. SMU blue.
another
Okay.
another
Another color.
another
Okay.
color.
Green.
Green. This is good.
Yeah.
Or like a
Green. Yeah.
bluish green. Green
Green,
is good.
green,
Okay.
green.
So you struggled with weir. Weir.
Where?
Um, Lauren, did you notice anything else she kind of struggled with? I don't really remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but she said weird just now very well.
Yeah, so I think she just messed up while she was reading. Like when we read culture together, everyone did pretty well. So I think it's just when you're reading, sometimes you can forget that and you mess up. So let's discuss this paragraph. Do you know what boys will be boys culture is? What does that mean? Do you want to take a guess?
Like the boy do something uh, must be like like um like the boy do not something like the girl, or the do not the boy must be like male.
Okay. Okay. I can see where you're coming from. What about you, Satwit? What do you think it means? Or
Okay.
have you heard it before?
Culture in this case, I think that is when you create a new something, um, it repeat and repeat
Hmm.
many times.
Yeah, but what does boys will be boys culture mean?
Um, and boy will be boys. I think that is uh, it talk about something of a um, active boy,
Mm.
active action. Uh, uh, I don't know. Um, boys will be boy. Um, such as I like you the way you are. The boy will be boy. I think it mean um I don't know how to say.
Okay, it's
It's
okay. We'll explain it anyways. Do you want to
no.
explain it, Lauren?
Yeah.
What does boys will be boys culture?
So usually when a boy does something wrong or slightly I don't know, sexist, I guess. We usually don't care anything about it. We'll say, oh, they're just being boys, and so we'll kind of dismiss it as they're just being boys, and so we won't really blame them or take action for it. That's what a boys will be boys culture is. We're just saying it's just part of being male. It's just a part of being a boy. So there's nothing of it, but that's not right in this culture or
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so Thuya, you mentioned the definition of culture is something that we repeat generation after generation, right? And boys will be boys. What did you say, Sadao? What did you say you thought it was?
The boy will be
Boy.
the boy.
Yeah, you said something and it was pretty close. I just forgot what it was. What did you say?
Or like the boy must action something or do
Oh, like something
something
about
anything
masculinity,
like the
right? Like they have to be masculine is kind of what you said. Boys have to be boys is what you said.
like and anyway they have to action like the male.
Bad.
Something
Yeah, yeah.
stronger,
So you're
something do
talking
something
about
stronger.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. Those types of actions we describe them as masculine. You're talking about actions that are characterized as more associated with males. Yeah, well, boys will be boys is kind of related to that because we associate males as being stronger and
Mm,
I don't know,
yeah.
leaders, and we associate girls with being like weaker and kind of in the background. And in a boys will be boys culture, that means when the boys act up, we attribute it, we say it's caused by their nature. And we say it's because they're boys. It's because they want to be leaders. They want to be strong, and it's just part of them. And that's why we
Mhm,
allow them to do bad things. So, for
mhm,
example, in the household, in a family with a mother, a father, a daughter, and a son, who does the chores? Who washes the dishes, sweeps the house, does the laundry? It's usually the mother at first, and then when the daughter grows up, she has to help her mother. And when the mother
mhm,
asks the son to do some of the chores, sometimes, too often, the son will refuse and the mother can't do anything because
mhm,
boys will be boys. They throw a tantrum and you can't force them to do chores. And that's just like a part of it. That's like an example. Um, Lauren explained it really well. It's like when they do bad things, yet you don't punish them for it. But if a girl does that same thing, you would punish the girl for
Yeah.
it. So, the chores thing, if the daughter talked back and said and refused to do chores, then of course she's going to get in trouble. Yet, if the son did it, he wouldn't get in as much trouble. Can you think of an example that you would say boys are not punished as much as girls? Can you think of a situation?
Okay, can you repeat the question?
Okay. In your experience, like in your life, have you seen or have you witnessed like a boy not being punished for something that is very wrong? But
Uh,
if you think about it, if a girl did it, then she would be punished. Can you
Oh,
think of
your
something like
voice so
yeah. I think
I
this is
can't hear
very
you
normal.
clearly.
that?
Oh,
Oh no. Let's see. So Thea can hear me. Maybe no. Sometimes it gets stuck. I'm sorry. I can't really do anything about it. Is it okay now? So now.
Yeah, right now a little stop.
Uh, okay. Let me tell my sister to turn off everything so that the Wi-Fi can be stronger.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm back. I don't think there's anything wrong with my Wi-Fi. I don't know. Let's see. So now, can you hear us now? Hello? Is the connection
Yeah.
better? I turned off everything. Okay, great. Um, let's go back to here. So, Tuyet, you came up with an example, right? What were you going to say?
Okay. Um, when I go to school, I think that many boy say harsh word, harsh word, and it's normal because they are boy will be boys. You will say that because they are boy, they have right. But if I or any girls say at the same time, the same that they go, well, this girl is not good or bad. And they think that the girls shouldn't say any harsh word or bad word. Uh, and if any boy say it's normal, or sometimes it's not really normal, but I think they accept them, but not for me.
Okay. So now, what about you? Can you think of something that a boy would do and get away with, but a girl can't? Oh, did you lose connection again, sir?
Yeah.
Hello.
The internet today is very poor.
Oh. Can you still hear us?
Yeah. I cannot hear you right now.
Okay. Um, okay, how about we'll just discuss it and I'll upload the video anyways and you can watch it again if you would like and hopefully your connection will clear up. Because I tried as best as I can and I don't know. It's probably on your end then.
Try typing it. Like, if you can still see your screen, if she can't hear you, maybe you can try like
Okay.
typing or something on the Google Doc.
We will put it in here.
Can or can you come back to the Facebook maybe good video call?
We can do it here. We'll type here. So, when give an example of something a boy can do and not get in trouble, but a girl would get in trouble if she did it. Okay. So if you don't hear it, yeah, you can say it because I can hear you clearly. But if you prefer, you can type it instead and we can see what you type.
For me, the boy, I don't know. The boy can do something like the housework to help your parents.
Yeah, chores, right?
Yep. Yeah. But the girl cannot go something like uh like
What are you trying to say? Try to use different words to describe it.
yeah, like in Vietnam. Okay, I will for example in Vietnam
Differ,
the
phân biệt.
no, like the boy to do something but not get in trouble, but the girl would get in trouble if she did it. I
Just an
the,
example. We're
yeah.
talking about examples right now. So I gave the example of doing chores. So Tuyết gave an example of using bad words. What's another thing that boys usually don't get in trouble for?
Smoking.
Smoking. Really? Okay, interesting. That might be specific to Vietnam and not over here. Over here, nobody smokes anymore except old people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
drink.
But
Oh
I,
yeah, drink
I think
beer.
yeah, drinking, sure, that might
Yeah.
be too. Yeah, I think we understand, right? So here, the girls do not agree with this culture of boys being able to get away with things that they wouldn't. And they want to change that. So you said culture is something that repeats generation after generation. Well, Bebe Honey says that her generation, her class will change how their culture is going to be, right? So now that you know what boys will be boys culture is, how do you think it relates to what we've read so far?
How we?
Yeah, so far we saw that the boys created a list that ranked the girls on how pretty it is. Would that be an example of boys will be boys culture? Is that an example? Um, like, if the girls were to do it, would they get in trouble?
Gets in trouble.
Okay. So imagine if at that same school, the girls made a list of the boys that are most handsome. Do you think they would get in trouble?
No.
No.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So now you say no too?
Yeah.
Okay. So if they aren't, then is this really boys will be boys culture? Because boys will be boys means that the boys don't get in trouble, but the girls would, right? But
Yeah.
if there's no double standard, then perhaps that isn't the problem that we're facing. So let's keep reading the next one. How about Lauren? You can read it, and they can listen to you read instead.
A group of girls reported the list to a school leader, Schmidt said. The next day, the girls learned that school officials decided to give one male student an in-school detention for 1 day, which would not show up on his record.
Your voice very nice. A group of girls report the list of school leader, Smith said. The next day, the girls learned that school official decided to give one male student an in-school detention for 1 day, which would not show up on his record.
Okay, so um, let's go over officials first. Say officials. Officials. I can't hear you. Are you whispering? Officials.
Official.
Okay, officials with an S.
Officials.
Okay. Sophia, what are you saying? Let me hear you.
A group of girls reported the list to the school leader, Smith said. The next day, the girls learned that school officials decided to give one male student an in-school detention for 1 day, which would not show up on his record.
Okay. Both of you struggled with this word. I think I'm gonna make it like pink or something, which means both of you struggled. Record.
Record.
The OR makes like an sound. Record.
Record.
Good. Record.
Make that like record is technically not incorrect, just not in this context.
Yeah. So
To record something, that would be correct. But record is how you should pronounce it, like as a noun, if you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, record is a verb and record is a noun.
A
So
noun,
here,
yeah.
is record, so we know it's a noun. So it's pronounced record.
Record.
If he records something, then it would be record. But this is a noun, so it's record. Okay. The other one, I would say both of you struggled with this is officials. The CI together is pronounced like sh. Yeah, here. Usually, CI is pronounced like an S, like this, right? But in this,
Official.
yeah, but in this word, it's
Official.
pronounced like sh. So official,
Official.
officials.
Official.
Official.
Okay,
Official.
pretty good. So now, can you read male in detention?
Male.
Male. Male.
Mm-hmm.
Male.
Good, good. And detention?
Detention.
Okay, so the TEN right here is pronounced like the number 10. So
Uh-huh.
detention.
Detention.
Yeah, deten.
Detention.
The E makes an sound.
Eh.
Ten.
Detention.
Detention.
And when you say it, it almost sounds like ea, but it's not ea, it's
Ah,
Detention.
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 Good, much better. And male, you didn't really have any trouble on that. It just sounded weird when you read it. Maybe I just heard it wrong. For Satuith, I would say you had a bit of trouble with Schmidt. You read it like Smith. It sounds like Smith when you read it. I'm not sure if that's just how I heard it, but it's Schmidt.
Schmidt.
Yeah, good. Okay. Do you want to
Schmidt.
point anything out, Lauren? Or
Oh, well, I noticed. Did you already point out 4 yet?
no. Where?
The 4 one day. I just noticed that I think Satwik said like she pronounced 4 like far, or I don't know, like but the OR sound is supposed to be like or, like yeah, like or, not like far or something. It's just-
Yeah. So good. We've been over this before, right? So
Yeah.
before the
Ball.
OR is pronounced like oh, not
Oh.
aw. Okay. So just like in tension, it's not ea. So in OR, it's oh, not aw. So
Four.
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 Oh. Four.
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 Okay, better. Four.
Four.
Four. Four.
Four.
So now,
Four.
and I think you read it better when you're saying it more naturally. So don't try too hard. I feel like so now when you read ours, when you try to pronounce it, it's like overpronounced. So be careful
Four.
with that.
Four.
But because when you read naturally,
Four.
you actually pronounce the vowels pretty well. But so
Yeah.
you usually mix up the O sounds. OR is or, like with an O sound, not aw sound. Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you.
Lauren, do you want to lead the discussion of the paragraph?
Oh, okay. Let me just go one more time. Oh, okay. So you want me to like go over like, what it means, the paragraph?
Yeah, like
Okay.
pick something out that we can talk about.
Laura,
Well,
can you speak a little slowly?
oh, slow,
Yeah.
slower. Okay.
Yeah. You speak a little fast.
Sorry, it's okay.
It's
So
okay.
this paragraph says that the males didn't receive a lot of consequences for their actions. Only one student ended up punished, and it was an in-school detention. So I think the main point they're trying to make is that the boys will be boys again culture, and that even though multiple boys were in this this little list, only one of them got punished, and so they're saying how this was wrong. So, what did you guys think the paragraph meant?
The girls try to report the list to someone, maybe leader, school leader, but their trying is not perf- uh, is not received because uh, when you the girl the is to give one male student an in school detention for 1 day. I think that it's not maybe people don't care about their uh, his don't care about their requestion.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what do you mean? Like reputation?
Requestion.
And like
Requestion.
repercussions, maybe.
Okay.
When you okay, reply.
Response?
Yes,
Okay.
reply. Or okay.
Okay, repeat the sentence, but use response instead. What do you mean?
Okay, I think that the girl tries to give do something, and they reported the list to the school leader, but and I think that they hope the school leader will will involve their trouble, but the school leader not respond. Yes, respond there. Okay.
In the way that they would like, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
instead of say do something, the girls took action. Took action.
Take action.
Took action or take action. Yeah. And they hoped that the boys would be punished somehow, but the leaders or the officials didn't respond as they hoped, right? Okay. Um, that's pretty good. So now, do you want to add anything, or we can move on if you want?
I will go on.
Yeah, let's move on. So I'll read this one. Bethesda Chevy Chase principal Donna Redmond Jones said that there was definitely discipline applied. Discipline applied. She said it was in line with the district's rules. Okay, I'm going to read it again because I messed up.
Yep.
Bethesda Chevy Chase principal Donna Redmond Jones said that there was definitely discipline applied. She said it was in line with the district's rules.
Better how to say that? Better. Better.
Bethesda.
Test.
Bethesda.
Better.
Test.
Cherry Chase Principal John
Cherry.
Turner Redmond.
Donna Redmond Jones.
Donna Redmond Jones said that
John
there
Redmond.
were definitely discipline applied. She said it was in line with the district rules.
This
I did catch all of it. Lauren, did you catch anything that she went to work on?
I noticed when she said applied, it kind of came off as, again, like two syllables instead of one, so it wasn't as smooth. It was more like applied than applied. So,
Apply.
apply.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Apply.
I say that you had more trouble with discipline, so can
Yep.
you say that again?
Discipline.
Discipline.
Discipline. Discipline. Discipline.
Discipline.
Discipline.
discipline,
The accent is on the first syllable. Discipline.
discipline, discipline, discipline,
Discipline.
discipline, discipline,
Okay, good. So the is good.
discipline.
And so now, can I hear you again? Discipline.
Discipline.
Okay, good. Yeah. And was. Sometimes it sounds like you're throwing an R in there. The A is like an sound. Was.
Ah,
Worse.
No. And see, it sounds like you're saying wars. It's just us.
was,
Worse. Worse.
Yeah, good. Better. Okay. So good. Go ahead and read.
The text that Chevy Chase Principal Donald Raymond Jones said that there was definitely discipline applied. She said it was in line with the district's rules.
Okay, I would say you had a bit of trouble with districts. Districts.
District, district,
Districts.
districts,
The CTS at the end kind of sounds like an X sound. Districts.
as districts,
Yeah, districts.
district.
Districts.
Uh, um,
X.
district, district,
Yeah, districts.
district. Okay, we have. Do we pronounce city?
Yeah, the CTS put together sounds like an X sound, like an X sound.
Districts.
Okay, yeah, actually, now that you mention it, the T is barely in there, isn't it? District?
Yeah.
Districts.
Districts.
Districts. There's a little bit.
Mute,
It's very
mute city, and we have to see.
Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, yeah. C and T we don't pronounce. Okay.
We do pronounce them. They're just very fast. That's why it turns into an X sound. So say X. Say the X sound, like X, X.
Districts.
Not really.
Quite an S sound.
Yeah. Can you explain it? How would you?
Maybe we can like spell it out phonetic, or we can try to like write it out. But it's like what's like this X word in this movie? Like it's like districts.
Districts. Districts.
Districts.
Districts.
Okay. It sounds like district. Here, I wrote it in the Skype thing.
District.
District.
Districts. Districts. Districts.
Yeah, like that.
Districts.
So the T is barely there, but you're still pronouncing the C. So it's making a K sound and then an S immediately after. So districts.
Districts.
Okay, sure. It's a little broken right there. It has to be smoother, but you're good. So basically, this paragraph is just saying that the principal thinks that she punished the boys enough already. So I don't think there's a lot to discuss there. So how about we move on to the next one? Lauren, you can read it.
Oh, okay. Unsatisfied, Schmidt organized a group of girls to show up at the school's main office the next day. The plan was to tell them we feel unsafe in this environment and we are tired of this, Schmidt wrote in a text to friends.
Yeah. Unsatisfied Smith organized a group of girls to show up at the school main office the next day.
The plan was to tell them we feel unsafe in the environment and we are tired of this. Smith wrote in a test defense.
Okay. Did you catch anything, Lauren?
Well, I just noticed that in general with the R's, they're not very pronounced. So like friends, it came off the R wasn't very accented, so it's supposed to be like friends and like girls, like you guys kind of skip over the R a little bit, so girls and friends.
Okay. I would say though, like it's hard. It's like a hard middle ground because I would agree when they don't say the R's, it sounds like they're skipping over it. But sometimes when you read the R's, it's very pronounced, and that's not right either. So I don't know. Let's just practice saying it. So, we'll say girls, girls,
Girl,
Girls,
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 girl, girl,
girls.
girls, girls, girl,
girl.
girls.
Okay. So now I can't hear you very well. Can you make
Girl,
it better? Girls,
girl,
girl.
Girl,
Okay,
girl,
that's pretty good. Okay, so
girl.
let's read it in a phrase. A group of girls.
a group of girls.
Sounds good. So good, say it.
A group of girls.
Girls. Girls.
Girls.
Girl, girl,
Yeah, be careful to pronounce the L too. So girls.
Oh,
girl,
girls.
girl,
Girls.
girl, girl,
Okay.
girl.
Let's try friends. Friends.
Friends. Friends.
Friends, friends, friend.
Eh. Oh, the IE is pronounced like an eh sound.
And friends.
Friend,
Friends. Good.
Friends.
So down.
friend.
Good, good. Yeah, that sounds good. Now say show.
Show.
Oh,
Show,
show.
show, oh, 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 oh,
Show up.
show up,
Show
show
up.
up.
Okay, pretty good. What about schools?
Schools.
School.
Schools, schools,
School.
School.
schools,
School.
Schools.
School.
school,
The
school,
double O
school,
sounds like an sound. Schools.
school,
School.
school, school,
Schools.
School.
Say it with the S at the end. That's important. Schools.
Schools.
Okay. So now, can I hear?
Schools.
school, school.
I think you're having more trouble with the L than you are with R.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
L.
think the trouble is else because we don't pronounce else
Clearly.
anyway. Yeah, as girl or school be the end of the L. So when we pronounce it, we have trouble with
School.
L in the end.
School. School. School.
School.
School. School.
School, school.
School. Okay. When you say the L, try to keep your tongue
Yeah.
flat. Don't curl it as much. Schools.
School,
Okay, wait, pronounce the S. That's the hard part. Schools.
School. Schools.
Okay, yeah. Keep your tongue
Wow.
flat. I feel like that will help a little more because it sounds like your tongue is curling up more than it has to. Yeah. Okay, now say unsafe.
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 Unsafe. Unsafe.
Okay, so Dao, can you say it again?
Unsafe.
Unsafe. A.
Unsafe.
Yeah.
Unsafe.
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 Unsafe. Unsafe.
Okay, so Thuet, be quiet so I can hear Sadao better. Okay, say it again.
Okay.
Unsafe. Unsafe.
Unsafe.
No, I
So
can't hear
please,
Sadao.
you keep me quiet, so please.
Okay, say it again.
Unsafe.
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 With an A. Safe.
Unsafe.
Safe. Okay. Okay, now read text.
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 Okay, it's pretty good. Okay, do you want to discuss it, Lauren?
I feel like if any words that they might be struggling with, it might be better just to like isolate the syllables and then slowly kind of expand the word. So like unsafe, just go like afe, and then safe, and then unsafe.
Yeah.
Unsafe.
And I feel like the biggest trouble I think is just the afe part, like afe, not like f, but afe,
If. If. Unsafe.
A.
and then
F.
safe.
F. And safe.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be safe, like a.
Unsafe. Unsafe.
A. And safe. Okay. I think that
Too hard.
someday you have to teach us about pronunciation.
That's
Beginning.
what we do every day. I think
Okay.
there's no beginning to it. I think you just have to keep going.
ABC.
No, the thing with English is each letter has many, many sounds, and there's so many exceptions to them. I tried to map all of it out so I can help you, but I just confused myself when I tried to list all of the sounds for each letter. There's too many because, like, just the letter O, there is ooh and ah and and oh and just there's so many and it doesn't follow the same rules every time. So you just need to practice. There's no real beginning. You just have to keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's discuss the meaning of it. So this is so the principal thinks that she punished the boys enough, but Schmidt and the other girls don't think so. The other girls, the students, think that this list is dangerous. So she says it's unsafe, and they're tired of it. Do you think that the list is making the environment unsafe? Like, is it dangerous? What do you think, Satya?
Okay. I think a little danger because when you like in the you have into a list, you will be worried about mm, how the boy think about you, and maybe they can do something bad with your image or something like that. And it's dangerous because you don't know what they will do with your look. Okay.
Okay, but it's just the list itself. It's just a list of names. Could it truly be dangerous? What do you think, Sadao? Can you talk right now? Are you are you good? A few more minutes. 6 more minutes. Yeah. What do you think? Is a list of names really dangerous and it actually cause harm?
Can you repeat again? Because I cannot hear you.
Okay, I will type it so it's easier.
Uh-huh. Yep. Bao lớp đây con? Can list of name truly be can a list of name truly be dangerous?
Yeah, dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yeah. What do you think? Can it be used against them to harm the girls somehow?
I really not understand.
Okay, so it's a piece of paper with just a bunch of these girls' names, right? But also, they're in order from who's prettiest to who's not. And also, their numbers that rate them on how pretty they are. So, is a paper, just a piece of paper with that information on it, can that change these girls' lives? Can it physically harm them? Or mentally too, because that's dangerous too. Can it harm them somehow? Can it hurt girls? A piece of paper with information about how they look. Can it hurt these girls? Yeah, I would say it's kind of hard to define hurt because physically, I don't think they can physically hurt these girls, but perhaps mentally and perhaps socially.
So,
Okay, so it can it can socially hurt girls because if other people see this list, it may change their perception. It may change the reader's opinion of those girls. Perhaps that's a possibility, right? But the students at this high school think that it's a very possible occurrence. So they feel like they may be harmed. They feel unsafe. That means that they feel like someone might hurt them when they go to school. And it's all because of that paper. Yeah? Do you have anything to say about that? I guess not. We'll read the last one. And the following section, I think we'll go over more about safety and security like we talked, because danger can come in different forms, right? So the last section, the last paragraph is, about 40 senior girls showed up, packing into an office as Schmidt read a statement she had written. So, Satya, you can read.
okay. About 40 senior girls show up packing into an office as Smith read the statement she had written.
Okay. Okay, 40. It's not written out. Actually, I'll write it out. 40.
40. 40. Oh,
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, 40. Oh,
40.
remember 4 up here? Same rule. The OR
40.
is pronounced with an O. Okay, bye, Sadao. We'll see you next week. Have a good week. Okay, so 40. And then
40.
this one is past tense because this is a story and we're telling about events that happened. So past tense of read is read, like the color, red.
Red.
Okay, so this is about a protest. Protest is, you know what protest is, right? So
Protest. Plan.
no, protest is like a demonstration. a political demonstration, like biểu tình.
Oh.
Yeah, so they are planning a protest in the front office where the principal is. Yeah, so 40 girls show up, and that's what we're gonna read more about next week, I think. So our time is basically up. Thank you for tuning in, and
Yeah.
say thank you to Lauren too.
Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone. I'll send the video when I finish uploading. Okay.
Oh, and can I talk to you still after the call?
Uh-huh.